agenda would be we have started with the accounts payable scenario. Customer as a vendor, so I'll just check if it is possible or not. Otherwise, we'll try to create. So basically, I'll just brief you theoretically how we can extend the same to the customer role. Then we'll start with taxes on sales and purchases and special GL transaction. We'll capture this and withholding tax. Manage document parking and posting and document splitting. So let me just log into the system. We created this supplier and we maintained the grouping for business partner, and this grouping we assigned this number series 01, number in 01, and number 01 has this range, this till this. So when we created the business partner, so this picked and assigned the number 202. System automatically assigned it. Okay, and when we extended to when we extend a business partner to vendor role, so we need to extend to this role, FLVN00 role. This is called FI vendor. When we extend to role FLVN01, then this is called supplier vendor. Okay, so how system determine this value? So we need to link. If we have to extend to this role, this FLVN00 role, then we need to create the vendor account group, and we need to link this business partner group with vendor account group. So this is where we are linking each other. Okay. So when we extend to the FLVN00 role, so system will automatically assign a number range. So assign a number. So this is 319. System has assigned. Basically, we have created this vendor account group, assigned the number range 01, and 01 has the series from number to number series is 001 till 9998. So next available number assigned. So that point of time it might be like 319. So that's why system assigned the 319 number. So this is how the business partner creation happens in SAP. Now move to the next topic. So let me go to the SharePoint. Taxes on sales and purchase. Okay. So let us go through the steps. So we have seen the VP creation. Now let us try to post the vendor invoice. All right. So let me just go to the. So there are three ways you can use AP60. So let me post it through a F.60. Let me change my company code. Not sure which company. Okay. So company code is correct. So here basically you need to enter the tax code. Based on tax code, system automatically calculate the taxes. Okay, so let's select like 5%. Okay, let's see. Maybe some error. So we need to enter the cost center here. click on calculate tax. So I'll just enter. So automatically system calculated 5%. Just put here set 10.5. You can simulate it. So it is saying DL1 chart of account is not defined. Put company code. So what we could do, we could just go to the config. Let's leave it for now. I'll just explain it a bit later. DL1. So here basically if you just double click here, so this might be defined, this is not defined for our chart of account T173. I just go to T173. This is not defined for our chart of account. But for other chart of account, let me just check if any. So this is defined for 2001. So let's try to check the config for. Try to config. So this is maintained. Okay. GL accounts are maintained for other chart of account. So likewise, we need to maintain for our chart of account as well, so that system can post the input GST to these particular accounts. So basically, we need to create. We might have defined the tax code also /OFTXP. How this is defined, we can get a look of it. So I so we need to define the tax code like this way. So here, like we need to maintain the tax rates. Okay, so 10% system is identifying from here. Okay, I'll show it for some other company code because it is the tax procedure we define at the country level. So I'll just go through it. But meanwhile, first let me just try to post the invoice. So let me just remove this tax calculation. Let me try to remove if I can remove the tax code also. Yeah, so I'll just make it 10. So like that we can post the invoice from AP60. So system is automatically picking up this document type. I'll show you how system determines and all, if you can change it or not. So this way we can post the invoices. So once we have posted the invoice, so the next step would be make the payment. So how can we make the payment? Any idea? Hello? What are the ways to make the payment?
F110
Automatic
automatic
payment run.
payment.
Automatic payment and what is the
Manual
T code?
payment as well.
Okay. What is the T code for automatic payment?
F110.
F110.
And what is the T code for manual payment?
F-02.
Sorry?
F-58.
F-58 is F-53, I guess, is for advance payment, and F-58, once again. I don't think F-58. Okay, this is what print check printing. So this is not
F-53 maybe.
stamp payment. Okay. So here we need to enter the details. So enter the vendor code and then you select, so enter the amount. So suppose you have received an amount of, you are going to make a payment of 10. So just click on process of an item. It will show you all the open items. Okay. What you could do, you could just select all and you click on this button, so it will deactivate all. Okay. So now you select, suppose you wanted to make the payment against this invoice. So you just select it, so it will assign, it will appear in assign. Whatever, if you select this one also, 110. So like that, this will get assigned here. This is the value which we are going to make the payment to. If I just, sorry, if I just double click on this one, so I just disable this line item. Now I'm going to make a payment of 10. Okay. So let me just quickly simulate it. And simulate. So here another concept related to document splitting. See here. So this line item picked the profit center from original invoice, right? We have not entered for this line item any profit center. So where from this picked up the profit center? So this picked up from the original invoice. So this is another example of a passive document splitting. Okay. If I just go to the expert mode, so it will say from the origin document, inheritance. This is the scenario of inheritance. Back clearing. Make the post. Sorry, I missed to show you one thing. So, like, if once you have posted the invoice, but anyway, I can show you now. If you run, this is the vendor line item display report. So here you could see all the open items. Okay. So currently, as we already cleared one line item, so now currently showing two line items. So whatever we just now knocked out, I just go back and click on the cleared. So it will show you the cleared line item. So I'm not sure when we have cleared this line item, but today we cleared this line item. So it has posted this document. I just double click on it. So overview, this button, posted this entry. Okay, just now. Then we have other option. So suppose we have open items of 200 and we are going to make a payment of say 90. Okay, so we can let's take another scenario that where we are not going to make a full payment of 100, which is of invoice value. Rather, we are going to make a payment of 90, say for example. So in that case, we go for the so we are going to make a payment of 90, total due amount of 200. Okay, so we'll just do like this. Okay, then we will go for the partial payment. So we wanted to make a payment of, we will double click here. So system will automatically uh, adjust the amount, say 90. Then what we can do, we can just simulate it. Once we'll post it, we can view the document display. So this 90 rupees payment they made to the vendor. We can just go back to the vendor line item display. Just I will just go back and rerun again. So it will show you one more line item of 90. So means original line item will still appear. Okay. And the new line item of 90 debit will be showing over here. So debit why I'm saying at the time of payment to the vendor, vendor will be debited. At the time of vendor invoice, vendor will be credited. So ideally you could see like net is now remaining net due is 1 day. Okay. But the original line item has not like it still exists. Let's suppose we are going to make another payment of 80, okay, 75. Let's we wanted to make a residual payment, okay. So let me just disable this one. Okay, this one we already have adjusted 90, okay. So let me just make it or let me make a residual payment of 75 against this line item, okay. If I just simulate it, here it is asking for profit center probably. Let me just check for text field. So I posted here. I'll just go back and execute it. So in the residual payment, it will clear the original invoice and create one liability of 25. Okay. So this is the difference between residual and partial clearing. Is it clear? See, the original 19001 has got cleared and it has created a new line item of 25, open line item. Last thing what happened, the original invoice in the partial clearing, original invoice was still there and it generated one more line item of debit value for the payment value. So this minus this, net it will show you only 10. But in residual clearing, it will clear the original invoice and create one liability of remaining value. Now we will see this tax part. So like just for your information, we can also make the posting through FS43 transaction. So let me just likewise we can also make the posting through this T code, say 51. But here, like we enter the posting key and all those things manually. Whereas in FB60, we don't need to enter the system automatically determines and post to the respective posting keys. From this transaction also we can post to the invoice. So this the invoice got posted. Okay. Now coming to the or apart from that we can also post it through FB0. Okay, so this is how we do the postings. Okay. Now coming to the next point. Full payment, partial payment, residual payment, vendor line item display. Okay, so we have another report APL1H also. So I can show you through APL1H report as well. Here more fields are available. You can bring more fields from here. Say for example, clearing document. If I wanted to pull here, document header, text document number, document number. So like that you can pull this information as well. So like that you can pull those information as well. Okay. You can save this layout. So no worries. If just you wanted to define as per based on your user, so you need to select user specific and select default. So whenever you will open this report, it will open in the same format always. I just go back. So it will open in the same format always. This like this part. This structure, do you know what is this structure basically? This is we defining a BW system. Okay. Likewise, you can see the all items open and cleared both. So go to all item, click on execute. So these are the clearing document. These are the original document. All right. If you wanted to, so right now this is appearing as a clearing document. If you wanted to reset and reverse, so what you can do, /n FBRA. You can do the reset and reverse. Click on save, only reset and reverse. So if you do only reset, so let me just show you one thing. If I double click on this one, 944, so you could see the clearing document is updated here. But if I do just reset, this will like this will be removed from here. So if I just go here, only reset. If I just go back to the report, so now this has started appearing as an open item. Okay. And if you double click here, so this clearing document information is gone now against this document. Okay. Now, if this posting is incorrect, what we should do, we need to reverse this document. So we can reverse it through AP08. Just reverse it. So it has generated the reversal document 10008. Just go back, double click on it, view button. You'll find the reversal button is appearing against this document. Whenever there is a reversal, then it will show. If there is no reversal, it won't show. It won't appear. Okay. if you just double go to the overview button, click on this reversal document, it will show you the reversal 1008. Okay, you can just toggle between these documents. So reversal of this would be is it clear? So FK10N, we can go to FK10N, receipt and reversal we saw, old index tables. Yes, one, okay, this one. So let me go to FK10N. So net vendor balance we could see in FK10N. I just execute here. So you could see the total transaction in a particular month, total cumulative balance, net balance. So at the end, the net balance total is 76. And in the third month, 100 posting of 100 and credit of 300. So net balance became 200 credit. Okay. Then here 210 is the total debit and 86 is the total credit. So net debit is 124. So then 200 credit minus 124 debit. So net became 76. So total of this vendor is 76 open item. 70, of value 76 is still you have to make the payment to the vendor. This shows the liability. Clear? So even if you double click on this one, you can navigate to APL1 in the item. Which all what are the debit entries, what are the credit entries. So if you double click here, it will take you to this screen. These are the payment, three payments, and this is the one debit posting. Now if I just go to the APRA, so table level, so we can see these informations. So let me open the APL5N report. How many total open items are there? 320. Okay. So if I just go here and go to the /n, this is 16. So BSIK, company code T173, supplier 319. So see, all these open items are in here. If I go to BSIK, T173, so there are 6 line items. You go to the underline item display, just go back. cleared item, executed. So all the 6 line item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are appearing from this table. But these tables are basically now views. Okay, these are not the. It does not hold the data. So where the data is getting stored, right? So data we could see in SS16H. Let's take one item at a time. So here you could see reversed flag is there. Okay, so this document has been reversed. Okay. So reversal document is this one. Let me just go back and put other document as well. So so this is the only document which got reversed. Other document are not yet reversed. Okay. Clearing status also we can find from the same table. Not changed. Yeah, so this is open my item managed, so that is fine. You could see the clearing document is updated here. All right. So this is cleared. This is cleared on this particular day. But these are still open line item. These are still open line item. Okay. that okay? So mainly the source of data is it okay? But you could also see as a views in BSK and BSIK. What are the open items and what are the cleared items? Cleared items can be viewed from BSIK and BSIK will show you the open item list. So we'll start today with tax calculation steps. Okay. One thing is important for this. This is for India. Okay, fine. So the first step is OBBG. At the country code level, we assign the tax procedure. Okay. So our tax procedure is ideally it should be tax INN, but somebody might have created the tax procedure and assigned here tax DLF. Okay. So let's go to the path. Here you could see the path. So general ledger, financial accounting, global settings. Then here we have tax on sales and purchases, basic settings. So we cannot have the tax procedure at the company code level. Okay, so tax procedure are assigned at the at country level. Okay, so we must ensure like we have like assigned the country code in our company. So first step is like tax DLF. So we'll see the definition of tax DLF. So this is how we have defined the our tax procedure. Okay. So here we say like tax DLI, DLIA concept. Okay, so this is how we. So this is the condition type we have defined. Okay. We'll see now. So condition type how it works. So whatever would be the base amount. Base amount is 100. Okay. Whatever will uh, enter the base amount, say the invoice amount. So based on that amount, this will calculate the input IGST. Okay. So DLIC is for input CGST. DLI is input SGST. DLOI input output IGST. So let's take one example of DLIA, then we'll see DLIC also. Define condition. So condition class, here we mention the access sequence MWST. So we'll see this access sequence later. At the condition class, we have taken D means for taxes. Okay, there are different kind of other conditions. So discounts, surcharge, prices, expense reimbursement, taxes, extra pay, fees, or differential tax classification, determining sales deal. So all those kind of different kind of classes are there. Calculation type. So based on percentage. Okay, so based on percentage, we're going to calculate the tax. Condition category is also D. So next is assigned sequences MWST. So what is the access sequence MWST? So basically this says WST. So any of this, combination will satisfy. Okay, so based on tax classification or based on country code and tax. So any one of this will satisfy, then system will pick the determine the tax. Okay, tax rate. So based on this access sequence, go to FV11. So let's see. We are not. Let's not go to FV11. Let's see if any records are maintained. FV13. So our condition is what was our condition? DLII. So suppose based on country and tax code. So let's take India, execute it. No records exist. So let's check for other combination. Tax classification. Yeah. So we have maintained this rates. Okay. Per tax base 14. We have maintained tax code 14, 5%. Okay. If so, where do we define this tax code? So the next step is FTXP. Tax code 14. So here we have assigned the percentage 5%. Okay. So based on this value, system will calculate the tax. So here we could see the tax account linked to this. So there is no tax GL account assigned here. Why not? Not sure. Maybe let me check for other chart of account. Maybe 2001. Basically, how do we define the tax account? So let me go to the config. Calculation, define tax code. So calculation takes place based on tax code. So the FTXP transaction, it will take you to the same FTXP transactions. Here, then you can just go to the posting. So in the posting, we basically assign the GL accounts. So the transaction key was DL1 rules. So 2000 based on tax code. Okay. So for tax code 14, these are the here somebody has defined 1 hour. Okay. Forget about this part. So let me just find some suitable entry so that I can show you the postings. Let me open this document. Step 1000. Calculate tax 40. Twenty 100 in 1 hour. So these two line items we entered. So once I click on simulate, okay, to simulate it, automatically the text line item will seems some error is there. See, automatically system calculated the tax. Okay, let me just post to this document, then it will be better visible. Okay, so display. Yeah, so we entered 1000 in this line item, then material purchase account 2100. We entered 1000 amount and we entered the tax code 1 hour. Okay, so let us check how 1 hour is defined first. Okay, 10%. 10% is this one, input GST and output GST, 10% credit. Okay, maybe GL assignment is incorrect. What is the tax assigned here? Tax GL assigned here 1200 and 2703. So you can see here same GL got picked here. If I just go to this overview button, so 1200 to 703. So it should have been output as GST. RCM payables account. Why I'm not sure why they have treated like this. So yeah, it's RCM reverse charge mechanism this is applicable when we don't have when we are doing some business with the vendor which don't have the GST registration. So on behalf of that, we deduct the this taxes and pay to the government directly. So in that scenario, we used reverse charge. So how many of you are aware about input GST, output GST, IGST, CGST, when what will be applicable? Any idea? So when is IGST applicable? When is CGST applicable? SCST applicable? Any idea?
No, Ram.
Oh, you don't have. Any other? What is reverse charge mechanism?
Yeah, I am aware of it. Yeah.
Rahul, kind of like where buyer pays the tax.
For a non-registered, GST members or wherever the composite dealers are been in place, so you will have this ODM concept. Or the reverse charge mechanism. So from a registered GST vendor to a non-registered GST vendor, so the process goes like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. So that's what we are trying to do here. Okay.
Okay.
So what is applicable in this case? Input IGST. Say for example, how system determines whether this is the case for input IGST uh, or say uh, output IGST. So based on tax codes. Okay. So they used this tax code IR. So this is applicable when uh, IGST is applicable and we have to use this RCM scenario. Means the vendor is non-registered, GST registered. So here this is the total. So the purchase value is of 1,000. 100 is 10% is the tax. So net is 1,000, 1,100. Okay, 1,100. But instead of paying the GST to vendor, who will then further pay to the government, we have deducted this GST. Okay, and we are showing in our book of accounts, this is the payables for us. So once we will make the payment to the government body, so this line item will then nullified. Getting this concept? RCM scenario. Actual scenario is these three line items. But another additional line item is also appearing here because we are making an entry of payables, RCM payables, means we are going to pay this GST amount directly to the government body. So right now we have not paid, so that's why we will show as payables. Once we'll make the payment, okay, so then we will clear this line item. Okay, so means whoever is posting the invoice and all, they know when they have to use which uh, tax codes. Okay, so based on that, user will be able to identify the right tax code and use the right tax code to calculate the taxes appropriately. So if you like notice like what I did, I just enter the vendor line item, I enter this purchase line item and enter this tax code. Automatically system is calculated and posted to respective GL accounts. So how this is posted? So system posted in this way. Let me just show you tax code. So first check the tax code. Tax code is 1R. Okay. Tax code is 1R. How much? 10%. So 1010% is how much? 100. Right? So it posted to how this DL1 account key. This is the key to determine the tax accounts. I'm saying so. So DL1 1200, DL4 account will be 2703. Okay. So where do we do this mapping? So here if we go here, financial accounting global settings. This node. Then taxes on sales and purchase, postings, define tax accounts. So transaction key, as I mentioned, the GL determination happens based on transaction key. So DL1, this is the one we use for input GST calculation and posting. So GL1 and DL4. First we'll check for DL1. So here we have assigned the tax account 1200. Okay. So based on these settings, system determine this GL account 1200. How this is determined? So now we'll go to the other tax account key. So here other account key is DL4. So here itself we could see. So the other GL determined here is 2703. But let me show you in the config as well. I will just go back. For DL4, rules, so 2703. This is mentioned here. All right. So this is how system determined the GL code. Now let's go back. Other settings related to taxes is we use that which tax procedure we are using. So the tax procedure we are using is tax DLN. How we could know? So we go to this next settings. Our tax procedure here is per country wise. So our country is IN. Tax DLN, right? So our procedure is tax DLN. So in the tax DLN, if I just go to the calculation, how we have defined the procedure. So in the tax DLN, so we have created and assigned different tax conditions. So if I just go to the tax DLN, so here we have defined different tax conditions are there. So we assign to this. So how this will calculate? It will calculate 10% on this base amount. Okay, 10% where we are mentioning the tax rates. So in the tax codes, right? But here we maintain condition, tax condition and account key. So this account key basically determines your GL. But rate on what should calculate, system should calculate. So it calculates the base amount. So what is my base amount? Base amount is 1000 in this case. So calculate the 10% of 1000. So that will become 100. This is how system did the calculation and posting and determination of GL accounts. So my question to you, where from system determines the tax rate?
From FTXP, tax rate will be there.
Exactly. Correct. how system determines the GL code?
That also will be from FTXP. Inside there we map the GL against the transaction type or what that exact word is.
Account key.
Account key. Yeah.
Not to you, Manu. Next question is like how system will determine base, so on which we have to calculate the tax percent. Okay, we understood, like we maintained the rate, tax rate 10% in FTXP, but we have to calculate on what? Tax 10% on what? Where the base how system determines? Anybody else like to answer? Shall I rephrase my question? 10% on what? 2000, 3000, 4000. How system will know we have to calculate 10% on what value? Where do we define these things?
Not sure like where we define, but it is on the net value, like that calculation happens
No.
in the
So here we
condition
define
for the
tax procedure. In the tax procedure,
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
You have to take the base amount, and on that base amount you calculate the taxes. Okay.
Thank you.
Addition to that, when you go in the real-time system, you create the business place, you create like for tax jurisdiction code required to be calculated in the case of USA, because tax jurisdiction code also plays a very important role. And how? Because in USA there are 5 levels of taxes. Okay, so means district to district movement also plays an important role in USA. It there is a variation in tax rates for different cities and all. Okay, so this is the very you have to go to this node. Just explaining the path again. Financial accounting global settings. Then you go to the tax on sales and purchase, basic settings. In the basic settings, you assign the tax procedure to your country. Then you click on this check calculation procedure. You define a couple of things like access sequence, condition type, and tax procedure. Okay. Then you go to this setting calculation. So calculation is happens based on tax codes, rate and all. So that happens based on the tax codes. So tax code we maintain the rates. Once the rate we maintain, then to post to the entry we require to identify the GL account, and we do the mapping for the GL accounts. So here we do the mapping of the GL accounts. Okay. So the key parameter is posting a account key. So based on account key, system will determine what would be the GL account, okay, in which this tax to be posted. So for each chart of account, there is some separate GL account. So you need to maintain these things for your chart of account. So our chart of account is T173. So we need to do the mapping for T173. Then system would be able to identify and post it. Okay. Document splitting, we already saw that. So here one thing might be we could just focus on. So here like document entry view. Here we didn't enter the profit center in the tax line item. So automatically system determines the profit center for these line items. Okay. For this case, document splitting is not active. So here the profit centers are blank. So for our company code, if you would have tried to post it, so we generally the system automatically calculating the tax and adding these two lines, right? So we don't get the opportunity to enter the profit center manually. So system automatically determines the profit center from its base. Okay. So this is just one for example.